Yeah, gonna show our pride at Old Town McVay. Gonna embrace hard work each and every day. Gonna show our pride at Old Town McVay. Gonna embrace hard work each and every day.
Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to your Friday edition of the Morning Announcements. I'm Mr. Swain alongside Mr. Fullen, and today is Friday, September 11th, 2020. The weather outside is 79 degrees. That's a beautiful day and partly cloudy. Now over to Mrs. Verdina for our birthday announcements.
Hey McVay Pioneers, good morning. This is Mrs. Verdina with your birthday announcements. We have one birthday to celebrate today and a birthday to celebrate over the weekend. So Bennett R. in kindergarten, happy birthday to you today. And tomorrow on the 12th, we are celebrating Tamana C. in second grade. Happy birthday, guys. I hope it's a great one.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Verdina. And now for today's announcements. Students and families, thank you so much to those who have been supporting our PTA through the Mumpkins and Spirit Wear sales. We want to let you know that those fundraisers are coming to a conclusion this weekend, so be sure to put your final orders in before it's too late. The Mumpkins sale finishes this Saturday, and the Spirit Wear sale closes on Sunday. Be sure to support your PTA and help all the great things that we have going on here at McVay. And now from Miss Worthland, our Fort winners for the Fort Challenge have been announced. Here are their amazing creations along with their names. We have in first grade, Evan G. Second grade, Christian O. In third grade, Julieta. In fourth grade, Nori. And in fifth grade, Ellie F. Great job, students. You should be getting a art supply mailed to you very soon from Miss Worthland. So congratulations on that awesome job that you all did. And those kits should be coming in the mail next week. We also want to thank everybody who's been participating in this week's Principals Challenge. We've got our final challenge participants to take a look at right now. Awesome job, students, and we will be learning about this coming week's new challenge here a little bit later this morning. And now, over to Mr. Swain for some shout-outs.
All right. Yes, definitely. We're going to start today with a shout-out going out to Ian in Miss Florence's class. Ian, you got a shout-out for making it through internet difficulties and making it to the meeting. You rock. Great job. Miss T recognized these students for working hard on the assessments she's been working on them with them on. That would be Asher and Leo. Way to go, Asher and Leo. That's awesome. Miss Bilderbeck's science class, she took the time to recognize Knox, Delilah, Ava, Lucy, Christian, Rama, and Elijah, all for doing a great job playing their part in the science game on Wednesday. So great job, you fifth graders. Way to be good leaders. Mrs. Florence sent this shout out to her entire class. I'm just going to read it directly as she wrote it. It says, I just want to say how wonderful my entire class has been. They all have great online manners. They are patient and take turns when we share and are great at participating during our lessons. Thanks for helping to start this year off right. Way to be amazing pioneers. Great job, Mrs. Florence's second grade class. That is awesome. In that same kind of vein, Mrs. Garcia took the time to shout out her entire class, saying they have been embracing hard work this week, working so hard on their assessments, always trying to do their very best, and she's incredibly proud of all of her students. So way to go to you kiddos in first grade. We're proud of you too. All right, and now we go to Mrs. Fleckenstein, who took the time to recognize Sophie, Elijah, Sophia, Elena, Riley, Vinny, Rama, and Sahid for all demonstrating creativity and integrity and giving great effort on one of the first reading assignments of the year. Thank you for bringing the fun and for embracing hard work. Way to go, 5th grade leaders. Very proud of you for that. And now we've got a couple more of these students. These next 2 shout outs go out to students that have been recognized in local newspapers for some of the things that they've been doing. First is Noah, one of our 1st graders in Miss Bechtel's class, and Emma in 5th grade, who worked together along with Noah's older sister to collect and donate books to a local law enforcement agency. The children originally started out trying to collect protective equipment for the law enforcement officers. When they realized that the equipment that they use is very specialized, they decided to switch that around a little bit. They didn't give up. They continued to persevere, and they switched it, and they ended up collecting books. So great job to Noah and Emma, and to Noah's older sister Emma as well. So congratulations to all of you. And finally, Evie and Ella, you 2 girls are sisters, and you received a shout out for the job you did this summer. These 2 young ladies went out and purchased several masks for people, and then they took the time to actually tie-dye them and then sold them in what was a lemonade stand that became a mask sale stand. They sold those, used the profit to turn around and buy school supplies for children in need here at McVay Elementary. So great job, ladies. So proud of you and all of our students. You guys are doing an amazing job. So thank you so much. And now over to Mr. Fullen for some staff kudos.
Wow, that is amazing, Mr. Swain. I cannot believe all the students who are embracing hard work and truly repping that Pioneer pride at home and in the communities and in the news. That is amazing. We've also got some staff who are doing amazing jobs as well. Our first kudos goes from Miss Shaver to Mrs. Andrulis, who is a new reading teacher in our building, but she is working so hard to connect with our reading students. She is creating creative lessons to be prepared for blended learning. We are so lucky to have Mrs. Andrulis joining our McVay family. We could not agree more. So Mrs. Andrulis, you get a kudos. Our next kudos goes from Miss Fleckenstein out to Miss Houston and Miss Michael, our 2 student success coaches, for helping the 5th grade team connect and keep 5th grade students on track with their work. We are so grateful to have Miss Houston and Miss Michael joining our team this year as well. Thank you both for everything you are doing to support our students and families. Y'all get a kudos. The next one, Miss Funk wants to give a special kudos out to Miss Rogers, who created an aid training for the aides in her classroom that is now being used by the entire Westerville City Schools district to train all of our instructional aides to help them just be as updated with best practices to support students as they can. That's amazing. Way to be a leader, Miss Rogers, and to embrace that hard work and to rep that Pioneer pride throughout the entire district. Thank you. And finally, our final kudos. This actually goes out from some of our success coaches to Miss Garcia for going above and beyond to translate important information that we needed to get to our families into Spanish. What an amazing way to help our students stay connected. We could not be more appreciative for the amazing work that you are doing to help us connect with all of our students. Thank you, Ms. Garcia. You get a kudos as well. I feel like we could go on forever with amazing kudos and shout outs to all of our staff and students, and we've got many more listed. We'll be getting to them again next week. But for now, students and staff, great job this week. Let's all now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the Pioneer Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I choose to respect myself and others by listening and following adult directions, speaking appropriately, keeping hands, feet, and objects to myself, walking in the building, being prepared to learn. This is who I am, even when no one is watching me.
All right, great job, boys and girls, on those pledges. As you know, this is the Friday edition of the morning announcements, and as you've seen over the last couple of weeks, Mr. Fullen and I tried to do something a little special for the Friday announcements. Today is a very special day, though, in American history, and so we're going to actually take the time today to have a little bit of a conversation with you about why today is special in American history and what it means to us, and then encourage you guys to step outside of maybe your comfort zone a little bit more and take on some actions and some deeds that you'll hear about as we go on. I'm going to start with just talking to you about the fact that today is September 11th, and this is considered Patriot Day. The reason why it's considered Patriot Day is because of some things that happened in our history back on September 11th, 2001. We certainly encourage all of our students to talk to their families about that day and what it meant to their moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, even some of their siblings if they were alive during that time, so that you can get a real genuine sense of the impact that day had on the people who lived through it. What we are going to focus on, and what we continue to focus on as a way of honoring and remembering all of those that sacrificed and all of the families that sacrificed on that day, is focusing on the heroes and focusing on the strength and determination that was echoed throughout our country on that day and for the days to come afterwards. It is truly humbling to hear the stories of the men and women that sacrificed without any hesitation to take care of those around us. The sense of community that was derived throughout our country during those days that followed that time. Really, it is somewhat similar to what we're going through today in some ways, in the sense that the way our country and our citizens embraced each other and embraced this idea of community and patriotism and honestly charity. It's what you see as you drive through our town and our communities today, and you see these signs in support of our healthcare workers and the things that they're going through. When you listen to the amazing stories that a lot of parents are sharing about the ways teachers have stepped up and stepped out of their kind of bubble and their comfort zone to take on more of a responsibility for caring for their students, not just while at school, but outside of school. This is the reason why this is the greatest country on earth, because the people who live here understand this need, this absolute desire to embrace each other, lift each other up, and see each of us succeed and be the very best that we can. Certainly, we're like a family in this country, and we definitely argue at times about the best ways about doing things. But there's no denying that the underlying commitment of every citizen of this country is to take care of each other, to lift up our communities, and to see each and every one of us thrive. And with all of those things in mind, why don't we kick it over to Mr. Fullen? He can share a little bit about our Principals Challenge going into next week.
So for this coming week's Principal Challenge, in a reflection on a lot of the things that Mr. Swain said, and thinking about September 11th, 2001, and even some of the things that we are going through now today in our country and society and world. This week, we are challenging all of our McVay Pioneer students to go out at home, in your community, in your neighborhood, wherever it is safely to do so, and do something kind for someone else. I think what Mr. Swain really got to is that in times of challenge in our country and in our society and our world, oftentimes the solution is found in people helping one another. And we have heard about amazing examples of that happening already, but we know that our students have the undeniable ability to help, and that when we all come together, we really can make our school, country, and world a better place. So our challenge to you this week, whether for your family, for a sibling, for someone else that you may know, do something kind. We'd love to hear about it. We'd love to see a picture. Send us a little write-up, whatever it is, and we will put those on next week's announcements. And it just leaves me with the final quote that I have up here in my office, and it says, "In a world where you can be anything, be kind. We look forward to seeing all of those challenge participants next week.
All right, boys and girls. And now, as always, we'll close it out. Just keep in mind all the great things that we talked about today. Keep in mind all of the great sacrifices that have been made by the people that came before us. And remember that every day we strive to honor the ones that serve us today and the ones that have served us in the past. As always, boys and girls, keep repping that Pioneer pride.